You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. Well, we're going to talk about BRITTNey Griner. And most importantly, we're going to get the curtain peeled back a little bit on Viktor Bout, who is, of course, we found out, has been offered up in trade by the Biden administration. A completely terrible idea, a horrible idea. It sets a terrible precedent for foreign detainees in the future and our enemies. It's a terrible idea. This guy is dangerous. We're going to get a little bit more information on exactly how dangerous here. And we're going to hear from Mike Pompeo. Of course, he was the Secretary of State under Trump, a former director of the CIA, and he knows this guy is a monster and a scumbag of epic proportions. And he pretty much realizes, hey, we shouldn't be trading a WNBA basketball player for a guy that's a true national security threat. Wow. I mean, this is just the worst idea in the history of bad ideas. Mike Pompeo warns BRITTNey Griner trade sets dangerous precedent for the U.S. Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Thursday that the Biden administration offering a malicious Russian prisoner in exchange for 2 American detainees is a dangerous path for U.S. foreign policy. Quote, he's a bad guy. He's a guy who wanted to kill Americans. It presents a real risk to the United States. There's a real reason the Russians want to get him home. To offer up a trade like this is a dangerous precedent, Pompeo told America's newsroom. This is not a good trade. This is not the right path forward, and it'll likely lead to more. Viktor Bout, a Russian arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death, also the Lord of War, whose weapons sales fuel deadly conflicts around the world, could be sent back to his motherland in exchange for WNBA star BRITTNey Griner and former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. At least Paul Whelan is involved in this, a former U.S. Marine. Russian officials have long pushed for the release of Bout, well, there's a reason for that, who is currently serving a 25-year sentence in a U.S. prison after being convicted in 2011 of conspiracy to kill Americans, conspiracy to deliver anti-aircraft missiles, and aiding a terrorist organization. God, dog. He was nabbed in a 2008 sting operation at a luxury hotel in Bangkok, Thailand, where he met with Drug Enforcement Administration informants who were posing as officials with Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, which has been classified by the U.S. officials as a narco-terrorist group. The prosecutor said Bout was prepared to provide the group with $20 million worth of, quote, breathtaking arsenals of weapons, including hundreds of surface-to-air missiles, machine guns, and sniper rifles, along with 10 million rounds of ammunition and 5 tons of plastic explosives. Good God. The Biden administration confirmed Wednesday it has made a substantial proposal to help free Griner and Whelan. Griner was arrested, we all know, for the cannabis oil. They got her on drug smuggling in Russia. Whelan was sentenced to 16 years in prison on espionage charges, but he and his family has maintained his innocence. Man, quote, following Pompeo's appearance on America's Newsroom, General Jack Keane remarked on the Faulkner Focus that swapping a prisoner that threatened the U.S. is, quote, disturbing. Quote, I agree with Secretary Pompeo. Fox News senior strategic analyst said, quote, this is, as you pointed out, a Russian arms dealer who's trying to get arrested for attempting to kill Americans who is assisting terrorists around the world. That is a problem. I have great empathy for the families, and certainly they're hoping that comes of this. But this is the wrong choice the administration has made. The Department of Justice was opposed to this initially, and they were browbeat by Secretary Blinken and the President of the United States to agree. And I think the Department of Justice was right in the beginning, putting their hands up, saying, no, not this person. Let's find somebody else. Boy, that is major cause for concern. This Department of Justice, think about that a minute. This Department of Justice even had the wherewithal to say, no, we are not trading this world-class, world-famous scumbag for BRITTNey Griner. We're not doing it. We can't trade this guy for anybody or anything. But Biden browbeat, that is a quote, browbeat the Department of Justice into agreeing with this trade involving Viktor Bout. God, it's a terrible idea. I can't believe we're actually to this point, although I should believe it considering Joe Biden is the President of the United States. I use that term loosely. Wow, this is terrible. Terrible. Former director of the CIA is saying this is the worst idea in the history of bad ideas. Tell me what you think. We've been talking about this. We had a bad feeling. We've been thinking about it for weeks. We thought this was where this was headed. Man, it's bad. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Black and White Network supporters, make sure you check out the Black and White Network merchandise store. Link in the description. Use promo code USA First, all one word. USA First, all one word. 25% off now.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.